It's Too T3rpd.
Okay. You freestyle?
Man, I didn't even know you were talking. I thought that was part of the intro. I was over here dancing to you. I didn't even know I was dancing to you talking, man. I feel kind of weird now. No, I can't.
See, what happened to that Wu-Tang thing?
I do love hip hop and I love rap, but I'm just not good at it myself. That's why I listen to it so much.
Damn, I was ready.
It's good math, man.
All right, my bad. That intro ran a little bit longer. I thought you was really gonna freestyle for us.
No, did you really think that?
Yeah.
Because I was like bobbing my head, like about to get in.
I thought you was really about to go ham, dog.
I wasn't.
Oh shit.
I wouldn't have been good at it. In fact, it would have been embarrassing for everybody.
That's okay.
Me because I can't do it, and you because it's your podcast and you asked me to do it.
Exactly.
Right.
But you know, it is a two-turn podcast, and it's your boy Donovan, aka Mr. You Knew What It Was when you signed up.
It's Lila, aka your Grow Girl from Grow Gear.
And I'm Waxy Brown from Waxy Brown's Flower Power Hour at K-Kid 92.9 out of Rolla, Missouri.
Nice.
Damn.
Yeah,
he's gonna make our job easy today.
that's what we're gonna do.
He really is. So yeah, where do we even start?
Yeah, this
We got a lot to talk about.
This is a professional media man over here. This is what I'm trying to be.
You know, I want to put that out real fast. Like, we are cannabis media, but we are cannabis media. You're cannabis media. I'm cannabis media. A lot of the folks that I mess with out there, like, that's what we do, right? Is spread the word of the plant and just try and be there for the patients through our voices. And thank goodness we're all on all kinds of multiple platforms and spreading that word. Because without me, I don't think any of this, like, I'm a small cog in this culture, and so are you, right? And so, like,
facts.
if you think about the recipe that bakes this cake of what cannabis culture is, you don't want just the icing, and you don't want just the flour or the eggs. You want the whole thing, and you want it to look just like this. I'm excited to be here, guys.
Hell yeah. Shit, hold on, man. Damn, you already, before we can even give you a damn applause, we gotta drop a bomb for you first.
I was like, that sounded like weird applause, man.
Nah, I mean, you was dropping some knowledge first, so I'll give you the bomb first, and now.
Right on, man. Right on.
You already know that big studio audience out there, you know?
Yeah, I got my people in the audience, man. What's up? Tim Harm's in the house. Phil's in the house. What's up, guys?
Yes, sir.
Thanks for
Awesome
coming
stuff.
out. You made it real easy. I called you and I was talking about being a vendor at the Mo Canna Fest, which
Yeah,
we'll
we're going to talk
more
about that.
Most definitely.
But man, I told you that I co-hosted a podcast, and you were like, "Cool, what do you? Let's do something."
Yep.
That was awesome.
I believe in connecting this state up that way too. Like, I'm out there in the Ozarks, right, which is a totally different kind of culture than what you have up here. You know, we've got our back roads and our blunts. You know, and you guys have a different kind of feeling up here in Kansas City. Out there, my buddies Big V and Top Shelf, that podcast out there, they got a totally different scene out there. As long as we keep connecting these dots through these radio waves and through these podcast waves, we're gonna keep building this scene.
Hell yeah, I like that. So I guess since we usually start with the cannabis stuff first, let's start with your early cannabis origins. So what got you interested in cannabis?
Okay, so I was in the Navy for 8 years, right? I was a photojournalist. I was a photographer for 5 years, and then went into journalism for the last 3 there. And I did what a lot of cats do, and I represent this culture that I'm about to explain to you real well, and I do it with all my heart. But there's those veterans out there who they get out of the military and they just feel like they've given enough for a while, right? And they kind of drop out. A lot of them put on some tie-dye, grow their hair long, follow the Grateful Dead. I decided that'd be a fun path for me, so that's what I did, right? Until I got caught in 2011 selling a couple pounds of pot. Okay, so that was a problem, right? They didn't like that. So they slapped me with a $300,000 bond, which at the time I was like, you guys know this is grass, right? Like, this doesn't make sense, $300,000. So
What year was this?
this would have been about 2009, I guess, 2009, because I finished up all the court stuff in about 2011. But what I realized real fast was that somebody had to stand up. And so they had me up for a bond reduction 3 separate times, and each time I said, no, thank you. As long as cannabis is still illegal, just send me back to the pot. Because I wasn't married, didn't have kids at the time, nothing like that.
Meaning you were in custody?
Yeah, it stayed detained.
They bring you to court, and then okay.
Right, yeah. Matter of fact, on Christmas, they kind of kicked me out after being in there for 256 days. So after 256 days, I got probation and decided to walk that out at the family farm. And I was still a little upset because the laws that threw me in jail didn't make any sense. They didn't make sense to you guys either, right? Like cannabis being illegal just doesn't make sense to folks like us, right? That understand the plant.
Facts.
Right. So I decided to go ahead and run for city council in Rolla because I was upset and I wanted to change those laws and decriminalize in my local area. Mm-hmm. So I fought locally there, ran for office, and beat an 18-year incumbent 3-1 on votes. And I thought, it wasn't as hard as I thought it was. So I went and got a bunch more of my friends, and we did the same thing.
Okay, before you go any further, what was the campaign that you ran on?
It's really funny. So Daniel Jones putting the ounce in council.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's how we did it.
Ooh. I like it.
Yeah, so we took the rest of those seats and we went ahead and decriminalized cannabis. And at that time, they were upset, and anybody that was mad at me for decriminalizing cannabis at the time. So you can imagine it was a great big, a lot of folks, including they weaponized a church, a whole bunch of people to do some complaints. And turns out there's this old law that states that if someone's ever pled guilty to or been convicted of cannabis or been convicted of a felony, period, they can't run for public office. So being that I did plead guilty to get that SIS conviction, they kicked me out. And after that, well, actually, they elevated my voice. It was a blessing. But after that, met Tim here, started the radio show, and we've been talking about pot ever since.
That was a miscalculation.
Yeah, well, I'm actually very grateful to all those folks that stood up and said that you can't be what you want to be. Because, I mean, you guys know that if somebody tells you no in the cannabis world, you're like, well, actually, it should be like this. Mm-hmm. You know, we all have an endocannabinoid system. Sometimes we look tie-dyed, sometimes we wear suits, but we shouldn't judge everybody just because of the path they take.
Yeah, there's easier people to push around than the cannabis community,
right?
So have any of them come around since then?
I would say that, yes, of course, because we all know that, well, first off, we know that not a majority of people believe that cannabis should be prohibited. Mm-hmm. So really it was just a few strong voices out there that pulled the wool and all that. So I don't blame my community at all for the way I was treated. In fact, there's hardly a day that I can walk into a Kroger or a Walmart, which I don't go into Walmart, let's just be real, but that I don't walk in there and get thanked for what I've done for my community and all that. But anymore, our job, Tim Harms and I, we sit on that microphone with Steve Wheeler, my the guy that puts us on at K-Kid, and our job is to just make sure that everybody out there has the information, the education, and understands our culture. So we bring on all kinds of cool guests and have a blast with it. I'd love to have you guys down, too. It'd be fun.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
You want to hear something funny? I've never done any other type of interview, podcast, anything other than this.
Well, you'd walk right into it real well, man. It's the same thing. We're talking about cannabis. We got microphones and headphones. It's the same thing, man. It's just that's what I think's brilliant about it is you've got this great audience, and I've got a great audience, and we merge those audiences, and we make this culture. I like the tie-dye. I like everything to run together, man. I have a blast with it.
I like it.
Yeah.
So tell us about the Flower Power Hour. So it's based out of Rolla, like you, right?
Yeah, so we're out of Rolla. We started out with our first show was maybe about 7,000 listeners, something like that. And at the time, we were like, whoa, we're blessed. Like, that's crazy. And now we're sitting at about 70,000 listeners per week. Dang. Appreciate it, man. Yeah. And we're sponsored by 22 or plus now of the industry sponsors out there. Big shout outs to all those guys from Taste Buds was our first sponsor out there, to everybody in the Blue Sage and Vivid community. And I could name these guys forever. And that's the folks that are putting us on. But it's a blast, man. It's different than you think. Because at first we wanted to talk about weed and we had a good time. We wanted to laugh and be Cheech and Chong. That lasted about 2 shows before that got old real fast. And we realized that what people are actually happy about and excited about and want to hear more about is the science and medical side of things. So we started bringing in endocannabinoid research scientists, nurses, cannabinoid nurses. Big shout out to Alice from Alice CBD. She always comes through for us. And then we started bringing on more people from like the hemp industry. Big shout out to Justin Trowbridge, my hemp guy on the show. And we bring in superstars and spread the conversation out. Because when we talk about cannabinoids, and you guys tell me to shut up anytime because I'll keep going. When we talk about cannabinoids, we talk about the entourage effect, right? And we talk about the ensemble effect and how different cannabinoids, when they work together and can pair up to form this big, powerful team. That's what I've got on the Flower Power Hour. I've got my CBD, my CBG, I got hemp calling in over here, and I got this happening over here, and I got these guys. These are rock stars over here. Like, it's just beautiful, and it all comes together in a great way.
I like it. What's your preferred method of smoking?
I'm a blunt guy. You know, I just am. I dab. I guess. Shoot, I don't know. I guess. Just to be real about it, I got to be honest. Like, just today, maybe 4 blunts, 6 or 7 edibles, 10 or 15 dabs. I guess it's all over the place for real. Like, I like to think about our bodies. I like to think of them like, and listen, I'm not a NASCAR guy, but I like to think about those NASCARs, right? Mm-hmm. They got that engine just going, man, hours beforehand, right? Mm-hmm. They're not putting junk in those engines. They're not putting crappy oil or bad lubricants or anything like that. They're not putting some junk in the tires. I'm the same way. If I'm going to perform and I'm going to get on that track and I'm going to be the best Waxy I can be, I need to make sure that everything going into my body is exactly what I want it to be. And my endocannabinoid system fires up like that race car.
I like it.
Yeah.
Damn, my dog said no mid oil around this bitch.
No, man, no mids. No mids in the car.
I like it.
Especially not in the trunk.
Is it supposed to be locked? Anyway.
So one of the things I wanted to ask you about the Flower Power Hour is I heard we were talking a little bit off air, and you were saying how you do a lot of the fan interaction or audience interaction. How did you go about getting that started and implemented?
Well, actually, here's the recipe behind the Flower Power Hour for real. Was in the beginning, you know, I knew that we had good education that had to be had, good subjects, right? But I knew that I don't have all that information. I don't know enough about an endocannabinoid system. You know, I don't know about how to make hemp hurd turn into hempcrete, or, you know, how to make 2x4s out of hemp, or change the world with this. But what I can do is provide a microphone for folks, right? So that's been what the real pleasure is, finding all these superstars that we never knew existed until this all became legal and hemp became a thing and cannabinoids became a thing. And now look at all the superstars you run into on this show. Like, I mean, I've seen your lineup. Like, it's a real thing that this is the education, information, and the culture happens in places like this, man. Mm-hmm. So I guess that's my point, is like, I wouldn't say I would say the neighborhood comes on, man. Waxy Brown's neighborhood loves to come on the show. We love to come in and talk about all the things that they got going on in their world.
Yeah, see, I'm talking to Lila about that early. Like, we're trying to figure out what to call. Well, we can't do the neighborhood, but like, so we were thinking, we said terplings, but hey, if any of y'all got any suggestions of what we should call our
listeners,
our team,
the community,
the crew, or whatever, let us know.
Yeah, I like that terp team. That's cool, man.
Oh, okay, I like that.
There's something to be had.
Terp team, ooh, that's
nice,
dope,
man. Yeah,
it has a good ring to it.
Yeah.
We'll have to throw it out there. He's got a poll on it right now on the story.
I'm allowed to smoke this, right?
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Oh, wait. So before you do that, though, are we partaking in the joint rolling contest?
I'll leave enough.
He's the judge.
Yeah, I'm the judge.
Oh, you're the judge?
Yeah, so I actually judge blunt rolling contests and joint rolling contests out there for Midwest Canna Expo. I'll be judging the event Blaze at Union Station on June 6th.
Okay, so I got a real question.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to, I ain't trying to give you no hard time, but what makes you a certified joint judge here?
You ever seen them ball cards that come out? You ever see on the back of the ball? A lot of people look at the front of the ball card and they look at that superstar there. You need to flip my card over and check the stats. Because what you'll find out is there's a billion blunts on those back roads. There's a billion dabs in those back rooms. And that's just always how it's been. Right.
I like that.
He's put in his 10,000 hours.
No, man, it's all good, though.
We call him Waxy Gladwell.
Right.
Oh, no, he's not involved in the competition. We're going head to head. This is serious.
Oh, shit. Hold on now. She going into mama mode now. Hold on. Her whole attitude just changed.
So the backstory, Waxy, is both of us are fucking terrible at rolling joints.
Okay.
And it's kind of embarrassing because we host a cannabis podcast. And so...
No, you're too busy to learn. That's why.
Yeah. Shout out to OCB joint rollers. They're the shit.
Yeah.
They've been saving our lives so far.
OCB, the paper company?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They got them joint rollers.
Oh, you mean the machines?
Yeah. Yeah, I be using that. Oh, shit. Yeah. Oh, they joined in too. That's right. I forgot. Yeah.
I'm afraid to use those little rolling machines because they do roll perfect joints, and I don't want people to think that I roll perfect joints. I don't want to misrepresent myself.
Gotta have some character.
Oh man, this is the second time you done came up short, dog. First you said you was gonna freestyle, then you said you was gonna roll some joints. What's going on, dog?
By come up short, he said, "Man, why are you being honest?" Which doesn't seem like coming up short. I'm gonna turn you on to some Grateful Dead records, man. You need some Jerry Garcia in your life.
I really have not listened to much Grateful Dead, I have to say.
I ain't gonna lie.
I like the Dancing Bears. I get the thing, and I know like the crossover with Fish and like the touring and the whole experience, but I really don't know their music.
Well, let me tell you a little something about Mo Canna Fest. Okay, one of the reasons that I wanted to put Mo Canna Fest on was because I come from this culture, which is the Deadhead culture, right? Following the Grateful Dead, going to those 4 and 5 days camping out and with all your friends, and that's the culture I come from, and I want to reintroduce that back into the cannabis culture. That's what Mo Canna Fest is about, is bringing the swag, which is huge here in St. Louis, and introducing them back. Because one story inspired me, man. Now, you like your glass bongs that you have, okay?
Shout out BC Glassworks.
Right. So what people don't know about your standard glass bong is that before that, they were made out of a lot of other things, and there weren't a whole lot of hand-blown ones out there until one dude who normalized the glass bong started blowing glass at all the Grateful Dead shows, traveling to every single city with them for years and normalizing and selling that pipe everywhere. So that's what I want to do. I want to reintroduce that back into our scenes, man.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, good stuff.
So Mo Canna Fest, we'll be there.
Yep.
Both of us.
Yep.
We'll both
I don't know how we're going to fit everybody in the state there. It's going to be interesting. We're at the Regalia Hotel and Conference Center, though, so we got a resort to back us up, man.
Hey.
I've been there. It's a cool resort.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah. As soon as I saw it was out there, I was like, okay, let's definitely make this happen. It's a cool venue.
Yeah, and we haven't told anybody this yet, and I guess we'll let it loose today, and because it'll take you guys a little bit to edit and all that. But what we're going to announce at the Regalia, April 2nd, is that in October, we're going to throw Croptoberfest, a celebration of hemps and hops. We're going to bring craft cannabis and craft beer together in the same room. It's going to be wild, man. Yeah.
Okay. I liked it.
All kinds of good stuff.
So what was the inspiration behind that?
Once you want the truth? Once I found out that there was a resort that was going to back me, I was like, what can I do next? Like, kind of thing. So, I mean, I started looking at every opportunity that I could possibly do. And that one, I have some connections in the cannabis industry, because the cannabis industry, a lot of folks inside of it from other very regulated industries. They come from places like big pharma or big beverage, big alcohol. Mm-hmm. So I have some friends out there who are both in the cannabis world and the beverage world and want to meld the two together at the Lake of the Ozarks, which is a party town anyways.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
We have a little crossfaded out there, I think, maybe. I don't know.
And you said you live out in the Ozarks?
I live down in Rolla, Missouri, which is about a little over an hour away from Lake of the Ozarks. We're right between here and Springfield.
Okay. So
44.
Are you originally from Rolla?
Yeah. In fact, I joined the Navy out of high school. I graduated high school in '95, but waited a couple years to join because I got in a little bit of a car wreck. But I joined the service out of Rolla as well.
Okay.
I kind of stayed in California for a couple extra years, learned about pot and music, and came back. And they didn't appreciate the knowledge that I brought back.
Well, I could see that. Yeah. I mean, it is Rolla now. Let's not get it fucked up.
Right.
I mean, it's like for real though. Like,
let's talk about that for a second, because I want to talk about veterans if I can for just a second.
Okay.
Here's how I feel about the whole veteran thing. Mm. Okay, you guys know what the number 22 represents?
I do.
The number 22 represents how many veterans commit suicide a day in the United States of America. Now, here's what I know to be untrue about that, is that I think that number is probably double that once you add in alcoholism, opioid use, everything toxic that the VA teaches the veterans. Mm-hmm. Because here's what's real. Whenever you join the service, you're going to learn everything you need to learn about the job that they give you, whether that's loading up a gun or and for me, it was cameras and writing. The other thing that they teach you real well in all the services is how to quickly use alcohol for every single thing, whether it's a celebration or at night or whatever it is. That the military are some of the most drinking people on the planet. And we know that from our veterans that sit at home and drink themselves to what they end up. It's a real sad situation, and I think that we can help deviate from that by introducing cannabis into the VA system. And here's what's real about that is the VA system, they're changing slowly. They're allowing anecdotal evidence to be taken from the VA veterans. What they're not allowing is those cards to be introduced into the VA system, which I think that they could definitely save lives, right? Because if we talk about opioids, we talk about alcohol, we definitely want to talk about cannabis as the exit drug strategy, right? So when we talk about we have our veterans are killing themselves left and right, and we have a drug out there, a plant that could help them, it's weird to me that they're not accepting it as quickly as the rest of the country is. So we have a lot of work to do there. So I just, I think about
because they're federal.
It is, yeah, sure.
agency?
Well, to be real about that, the VA is federally funded, but there's a lot of private conversation inside the VA as well. So, I mean, it's a strange thing because the federal government's having to make a lot of decisions right now, whether it's about safe banking or whether it's about veterans affairs and things like that. But I feel like if we're not putting the veterans conversation first and foremost, then the federal government's screwing up just a little bit there.
Would you say veterans is what got it the medical pass here in Missouri in the first place?
So yes, I do think that was listen, I'll be real about it. That's one of the reasons I voted was that 4% tax went directly towards the veterans.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not that came with any transparency was a different ballgame. Like, I'm all about a low tax, especially if that tax is going to go towards the veterans. But I'm also about transparency about where that goes. And I haven't seen anybody in DHSS or anybody else step up and say, this is where that money's going. This is where it's helping veterans, which I understand with our current system, DHSS, some of that's going to go towards lawsuits. Some of that's going to go towards other things, but not all of it. And I think that there should be either some quarterly reports, something out there that's going to help satisfy, especially like myself, I'm a veteran. I want to know that money is going to help my brothers and sisters and not going towards, somebody's, cookie bowl. I don't know,
Yeah.
Right.
Now, one thing I was going to ask, not only for veterans, but I also feel like there should be a push for active members to be able to use cannabis as well.
Sure, and I think just like the other cannabinoids, I think CBD is probably going to be our little cousin that opens that door and possibly gets cannabis inside there. Just like now we see an aggressive legalization of cannabis happening across the United States of America, and a lot of that has to do because with CBD coming in and kind of paving a better path for everybody. That's what the military is going to need. They're going to need the Veterans Administration to accept that cannabis is a medicine. And then we hope that we can see our military begin to utilize other cannabinoids besides Delta-9, because they're just not going to let soldiers get high. They're just not going to do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Well, they can't get drunk. They do, don't they?
man, they do. And in fact, if there was any kind of education in our Western, because it really starts there, right? It starts with our doctors, our Western medicine. Your dentist won't know, your anesthesiologist won't know, your doctor won't know that you have an endocannabinoid system. How are military doctors ever going to know? And how will they even speak those words and start to learn and bridge those gaps unless those conversations are happening?
Right.
And they're not.
No.
That's a fact. Yeah.
I think we're getting there though. I think that the VA is, a bunch of these states are handing the VA money in taxes and helping the veterans. At some point, somebody's got to say that we're going to allow this medicine in there. But truth is, can't rely on government. There's just no way that the government is going to help the veterans quickly get cannabis in their hands, because they haven't done anything with cannabis quickly. So we need to bridge that gap through telehealth, through private sector, through advocacy and activism, and try to sway the tides ourselves.
Yes, that's a fact. Especially with therapy and telehealth, I 100% agree with that.
Well, yeah, because the VA is already using it for so much. Like that, and if we can get inside the Western medicine system, because I truly believe this, a lot of people won't like it, but you'll have cannabis inside IVs in hospitals in 5 years. That's how they'll utilize it. That's just how it'll be. It'll be in an IV bag, and you'll get it before surgery, 4 hours before, or whatever it is. By then, they'll have some whacker than nanotech out there that's gonna drop it down to a soluble, it's just, that's the direction that we're headed. And that's the only way the VA is going to accept it. They're not going to allow us to sit there and roll big blunts inside the rooms, right?
That's
Western
true.
medicine has to accept this as well.
There is Marinol has been around for a long time.
Sure, synthetics are all over the place. Marinol, to me, is just that's a weird one.
Yeah, I don't really know much about it.
I'm hip to the plant. I like to see it grown in the corner and then take it from that to whatever. But here's what's real. We'll see it on the shelves of Walmart, Bayer, all that stuff. You'll have a Snickers THC by the time 2025 comes along.
Oh, that's aggressive. That's 25. That's only 3 years.
You're right. I apologize. Next year.
Next year. No, and I think because my dad's a veteran and he's always used cannabis, and so all of what you're saying really, hits personal for me. But also growing cannabis was a big part of my dad coping and managing stuff too. So he liked to use it, but growing it and gardening and growing his own medicine was a huge part of it too.
Yeah, and that I've never even thought of that before. There's so many great perspectives out there. Like that's a good one. I'll bring that one up in the future as well because you're right. Plant therapy is real.
Yeah.
And can you imagine that you've got somebody that's got PTSD and they're a mess and they can't be around their nieces and nephews without cap guns or anything, or fireworks or dogs even.
Right.
But maybe they can if they're in their garden for an hour before all that, and they get to medicate. And man, you're right. Plant therapy is real.
Yeah, it's a huge thing. Yeah. How you doing? What? Okay. I think he's sweating over there.
What sweat?
Yeah,
It's a sweat. My whole filter and the tip.
Joint rolling contest.
I don't know.
It looks good.
Yeah.
Whatever. We're gonna need to get photos of them before they get lit.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I really want a photo for this shit. Don't you worry. I got my phone right here.
Okay. Do you guys do contests every week?
The best one you've ever done in your life?
I feel like it's pretty damn good.
It is good.
Let's see yours.
Tim, what do you got, man?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Tim do got a nice one here. I ain't gonna lie.
He just bought that at the dispensary before we got here.
Yeah, yours is better. Here you go, Tim.
Oh, Tim gave up.
What you got?
Tim threw down the white flag.
Damn.
That's Exhibit B.
You got a big boy though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Give me a nug. Was I not supposed to roll the whole nug?
Phil, I'm the judge, so if I were to pick yours, that's like ethically wrong.
I mean, you guys are going to put it on the podcast. I think people are going to see that. I mean, whether
You're getting edited out, baby.
you're not.
This isn't live. See, you're used to being on my show.
Nah, hey man, hop on over here then. Shit, like I said, this unorthodox. Hop your ass on that mic real quick. Talk your shit.
Edited out, baby. I'm gonna start using that. You're getting edited out.
I think that might be the name of this episode.
You're getting edited out.
Yeah, I like
I'm gonna
that.
start throwing my weight around, telling people they're gonna get edited out.
Oh shit. AKA Lila let it out.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
man.
edit it out. Yeah, Lila edit it out. I like that. That's your new AKA, yo.
No. I know what you're doing here. This is a setup. Oh man.
Man, since we mentioned exit drug strategies, and I got this paper right here, I'm going to keep talking while you guys are rolling.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I want to mention that we've kind of been trying to redefine the exit drug strategy, man. Like, what's kind of that mean to you in like just like 10 or 12 words? What's the exit drug strategy mean?
I'm assuming you mean to get out of the underground market.
So no, when we say exit drug, we with cannabis,
Oh, sorry,
we
you
talk
talking
about
about out of opiates and okay.
yeah.
Sorry,
So I got to thinking about it, man, and I bet you guys will agree with me. So when we talk about an exit drug, right? Like cannabis can get somebody away from opioids and things like that. I started thinking about it, and it's a true story that if you look around this room right now, just about everything in here, from the pieces in your cameras to the what that art is painted on to all of it, can all be made with hemp. Just about everything in here, right? Mm-hmm. And all these companies that have been making all these products ever since, newspaper company took us out, they've all really protected their interests. Look at petrol, look at oil, right? Hemp is a viable resource to replace that. Same with paper, same with these walls, glass, you name it, we could probably be there for you. So I think about exit drug strategy, and I think, man, it really does serve that purpose in all of our whole world, our whole life. Like we can some of these foods that are bad for us. Hemp, parts of the plants, not bad for us, right? All the medicines, they're bad for us. We can exit away from all that stuff. So I just want to say that, man. Like, when I talk about exit drug, like I think cannabis really is the exit from so many terrible things that we've got going on that we've made regular in our lives.
Mm-hmm. A couple of guests have attested to that actually on the show.
Very good. See, yeah. It's all. I mean, it's anecdotal right now, but like, truth is, we're coming through hard. Like the green wave brings progress as well as industry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Most definitely.
Yeah, if you look at like just cannabis jobs in Missouri alone, we're looking at almost 7,000 jobs so far that cannabis and just a little bitty medicinal market. Think about when we go adult use at the end of the year. Think of all those jobs. Like it's going to get pretty wild out there. If we can remember that Missouri was the very last state to prohibit cannabis, we can be the very first state to help bring all this to industry.
Hell yeah.
You think Missouri can do it? I hope so.
We already are.
Yeah.
Tim, aren't we we're second in production in the United States in hemp, aren't we? Industrial for fiber. Yeah, we're second in the country.
You got to get different angles on these joints. We got 4 joints.
I don't know whose is whose now.
That's good.
Yeah, that is.
Best joint I ever had, and I'm gonna take 4th place.
Well,
That's okay.
I will say.
Fourth place could have been good if there was like 100 people here, though. So we'll just pretend there's 100 people here.
It's all
and you're
subjective.
good.
It's all subjective.
Right. So am I supposed to pick one?
Yeah, you're supposed to pick a. Well, listen, you could, I guess, rank them.
Rank them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm over here making a post on the story, so y'all will be able to interact with this. I think let's go ahead and put this one out Thursday.
Gotcha.
Yeah, for Too T3rpd Thursday. Right. So I got that one as number 1.
Yeah.
That one's gonna be number 2, 3, 4. Down the list. So people will be able to follow along too. I'm putting this on the story now, so y'all will be able to see as well. Yeah, get the other angle of them.
Get all the angles. You guys are like the joint.
She's trying to get the other angle because I ain't gonna say why.
Yeah, whatever.
I see why.
She get the joint paparazzi.
I see why she want that angle.
Listen.
Lila's a grower, not a shower, guys.
Mine is unique. Like, honestly, mine has a little twist to it. Yours, basic. Fucking basic ass joint.
Yo, I can't wait till tomorrow. Yo. No, we doing this. You posting this? Shit. I shouldn't post this right now. I should save this one till Thursday. I should. Yeah.
Hey, giving it up, man.
What you think?
I don't know. Did we rate them already? Is that who won?
Who?
No, you haven't rated them.
Yeah, you haven't said anything.
I said it because they look like they're almost in a row, right? I don't know, but check it out. Should I do it?
Go ahead.
Rate them now? All right.
Yeah.
All right. A little loose at the bottom.
Yeah, fucking.
Oh, you know what?
This one looks like it's from 1972. I like that one too. What happened here?
Oh. Hey, that's a cheat. That's a cheat. That's a technical foul.
She damaged one.
That's what I'm saying. That's a technical foul, yo. Hey, is that mine? Oh.
She came after me.
I see what it is. Okay, I see what it is. I see what you did here. Oh.
He made me laugh with water in my mouth. I spit out.
I think that's the last one now.
It's rigged. The competition is rigged, damn it.
Go on. What were you saying?
I'm glad I got my picture for that shit. Yeah, you thought you had it. Yeah. I ain't gonna delete that picture.
So what's the winner? What one would you pick up and smoke? That's how you're gonna know.
Well, we don't know now.
Well, I have to wait now. I have to wait for it to dry. You got a hair dryer?
Oh wait, does that sound like a winner?
I think.
Weigh 'em.
That's how they go.
You said
in a
what?
row right there.
Weigh 'em.
I mean,
Oh no! Oh, okay. See,
which one's the biggest?
see. That don't matter sometimes. It ain't about how big it is, bro. That's how you. Yeah, it's all right. See.
See how they burn and then judge them.
You still might lose.
I might.
All right, I got him in a
I don't
row
like
now.
how you doing this. Now y'all trying to act technicalities. Just take y'all ass whooping like, come on, man. Like some grown adults. Come on. Let's do
I'm
this.
sorry, bro.
I'm just saying, if it burns badly,
Hey, you knew what it was when you signed up.
Don't make her spit all over yours too.
Was this one yours out there, Phil? Is this yours?
The big fatty.
Like 4 grams. It looks like.
Yeah. Okay.
He probably loaded it with hash. My dude does that.
So anyway.
Does that give me points?
All right. Oh, I put them in order.
Oh, which one? This is number 1?
No.
1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4.
Yep.
Wow.
Who was who?
I won.
Did you win?
Yeah. No, because, I mean, his it doesn't count. This was yours, right? Or was this yours?
Huh?
Was this yours?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I lost.
It's official.
Come on, y'all. Let's go.
It's official.
Shout out to the homie, Justin Hand Wraps. You already know. I couldn't have done it without you. Can only roll with the best. Hand Wraps.
Oh. Okay. Tell us about Wilfred CBD. So what's going on with the dog? I've seen the pictures of the dog. I've heard somebody tell me about the dog, but I don't exactly know.
Yeah, so I got a call about a year ago, and on the other, so I'm a huge fan of the show Wilfred. First off, with
What is that on?
it's on FX, but also Hulu. You can jump on Hulu, watch all 4 seasons there. Stoner icon dog. It's got all kinds of great people: Elijah Wood, Robin Williams, and my buddy Jason Gann, who's the writer and director, as well as plays the dog. Well, I get this call about a year ago, and he says, "Waxy, mate, it's Wilfred." I was like, "What? What? Is this a joke?"
Is that his real name?
Not yet. No, it's Jason
It's a
Gann. He goes, "No, it's
character.
Jason Gann, man. I play Wilfred the dog, mate. Friend said you were a fan." I'm like, "All right, man." So my buddy Brandon, out of Kansas City, had told Wilfred that if he wants to get his CBD products into Missouri, to talk to me. So we did that. We got a bunch of his CBD products out there. He came down to, because we did a lot of work down here in Missouri with Jason Gann, spreading his products around and all that. And he came down, was on the show. It was a blast. I've had a lot of fun with the guy since. We've also launched his THC pre-rolls out in Oklahoma. Got some work happening down in New Mexico, Texas, Missouri, New Jersey, New York, California, all over the place. We're bringing the dog everywhere. But as a veteran, I like to consider him like my personal service animal, just because he's a stoner icon.
I like it.
Yeah,
dope.
good people, man. For real, like, celebrities are dope, but celebrities aren't dope. Accessible human beings are dope, and that's what Wilfred really is, man.
That's dope.
I'll have to check that show out.
Check it out, man. When you talk about stoner icons and comedy, like, it was the first one that really tackled mental health and mental health awareness. So yeah.
Very cool.
All right, so we smoking?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I
need
was
a
supposed to
lighter.
wait.
No. I kind of want to keep this for a little bit, so we could smoke the second one.
Dry it out.
Whatever.
You know.
Smoke the fourth one, though.
Oh, I smoked the fourth one? Oh, okay. It don't matter. I'm smoking on my homies either way. Smoking on y'all boys. Let's go.
Wow. I think that was just one opinion. So probably what we should do is just post the photos and get more.
Hey, we
input.
did. We'll see.
Yeah, we need to crowdsource it.
All right, so we'll wait until the story runs out, I guess, and that's.
Yeah.
I feel like as a matter of fact, you know what, Waxy, I gotta apologize to you. You know, I was kind of shitting on your judgment skills at first. Like now, I realize you really are certified. I see why they.
Thank you,
Yeah,
man.
I see why they picked you. Man.
Like, I didn't go to, like, weed judge school or anything, but because I checked, there isn't one. You don't have to look it up or Google it or anything.
I know you might have to create it now. I feel like you really know what you're doing, man. You might need to teach classes.
I'm
on
really busy, man. Maybe I can find like a protege. I don't know what you got going on.
I mean,
too.
I'm always willing to learn things, you know.
All right.
Hey.
That's what I'm rolling for you.
It's not happening.
Oh shit.
It's not happening.
We tried it already. He be hating.
Look, when a judge has to rule on something, he doesn't have to be an expert on it. He just has to be an expert on knowing how to rule on something. That's all.
Right. You can't do it all.
I got that.
Yeah. Gotta
Check that
specialize.
box. It's over.
Hell yeah. Ooh, my bad.
Oh.
I
Go
did
ahead.
pass the lighter, and I'll need it back as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh, trust me, no lighter thieves around here. That's a number one rule around here. Don't steal no lighters.
Lighter leashes are.
Pointing at me. I didn't do anything wrong.
That wasn't so. My bad. I don't know. I don't want to lose my co-host today. I already beat her. Like I feel like we're getting close here. I don't know.
We need to light that. I need to work through this. But it hasn't been the final word. That's just what
I feel you. I feel you. Yeah.
the people have not quite spoken yet.
Hey, you might need to do AKA by then. I guess you'll be the people's champ, huh?
That's a good one. I like it. Oh, we do have a segment. Actually, I kind of like doing this segment while we smoke. We've done it a couple times like that. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should I hit it?
Yeah.
You ready?
What's the segment?
On today's T3rpd Report.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. It's a new segment that we started bringing in.
Weed action news over here. I felt like Ron Burgundy.
You catch the vibes. You catch the
Yeah,
vibes.
I'm in all the way.
Actually, this was fitting. You're right. We should do this one. Yeah, it's like a real anchorman. You know, I got the nice little big doobie.
Like a big old stogie.
Though if we're trying to hold the joint and hold our notes and or the news story, that makes it kind of hard.
Gotcha.
But
I ain't gonna lie,
We
it's
can
a little
make up.
tight though.
I can make up news stories if you want.
okay, well, I've got a news story. This news story is out of Oklahoma again. And basically what the headline is that Oklahoma is looking to create the nation's first marijuana banking system. Okay. So have you talked about this yet on the Flower Power Hour?
No.
Okay. So this came out on March 15th, so going back about a week. So Oklahoma lawmakers have okayed a bill to establish the country's first marijuana banking system in the Sooner State. I didn't know Oklahoma was called the Sooner State. Mm-hmm. Okay. The big banking problem for the medical marijuana industry remains the drug is illegal on the federal level, so any money touching marijuana is illegal in the eyes of the feds. So they want to do a cryptocurrency banking system. Wow, this is funny. That's funny. That's your reaction right here already. Okay. So, yeah, they're going to use crypto as the blueprint to get around federal banking laws, and it's going to be managed all in-house in the state of Oklahoma, potentially. So it says it's kind of like the idea of a credit card. So if you swipe a credit card, it's a digital process, okay? So goes on, just kind of talks about the industry and how not having banking is a problem, but that's all it really says.
Well, okay, which I get it. Oklahoma's trying to race the federal government to something there because here's what's real. When Safe Banking passes, the Safe Banking Act, it's going to define federally what all the banking is going to look like. So it almost doesn't matter to me from an activist standpoint what Oklahoma does with some Bitcoins or setting up any kind of currency like that, because most people in the industry who are spending millions of dollars to build businesses aren't going to do that through a cryptocurrency program. What they're going to do is they're going to want to go through banking, through loans, through investment firms, through all the ways that they want. Let's normalize cannabis banking, not necessarily go way off left, I guess, but also, what do I know? Because I'm 44 years old and don't understand crypto. So maybe it is the path and I don't know it.
I'm 35 and I don't understand crypto.
Yeah, I don't either.
I feel like, honestly, it might be a little bit of a setup because this is two things that are federally illegal that you're trying to attach, and it's already like, I don't know, man. This might be a process of elimination, sort of, kind of. If you think about it, they might try to see what attaches onto it and really get you hemmed up for real.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I'd have to really look into it, too, because if it's just a couple lawmakers, which is probably what's happening, there's wild ball bills thrown everywhere across all 50 states all the time. And we report on the news, Marijuana Net reports it, doesn't make it like it's going to happen. The truth is that anything in legislation takes an average of 7 years for it to pass anyway. So at that point, you got to ask, what kind of banking would pass before then? Mm-hmm. So I'm over here waiting for normalization of banking because a lot of advocates and a lot of activists stand on one thing real firm, and I didn't understand it at first. I always thought we got to get people out of jail. We got to get them out of jail. We've got to get 40,000 Americans out of jail. That's got to be the first step. Well, then I started realizing that a lot of people might have been correct in the fact that if we can pass safe banking laws, pass the Safe Banking Act, that's going to normalize this a lot faster, allow people to go get loans and to, if we can put ourselves into that financial mainstream, well, at that point, you better damn well get the 40,000 Americans left behind because, man, everybody's getting a little upset at that part of it.
Yeah.
But it's also really hard to find 40,000 people who are behind bars for things that don't say marijuana or cannabis or pot. When I was popped, they popped me for distribution of a controlled substance. How are you going to find that in a database with a private prison system that's, millions strong? We can't just find these guys through anecdotal evidence, these men and women, our brothers and sisters left behind. So we got to figure out another path here. That path is data. That path is safe banking. That path is normalizing this plant as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I have a problem with the thing in Oklahoma, too, potentially, because I just would want to know more about who's managing it. Like, who's overseeing that? I don't know. It just seems, I don't know. seems like it's not the best solution to the problem.
But there needs to be a solution because the truth is people are getting robbed and stolen from and injured and killed daily because they're making us hold on to cash.
Right.
Which I'm still not sure who has all that money they keep talking about. I can't find it, so not sure.
That's true.
It's dollars on a screen, right? Dollars on a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess let me take a hit real quick.
Yeah, I forgot what the segment was already.
Terp report.
Oh, that's right.
All right, now it's time for a tip at the local here. All right, so this comes from St. Louis Public Radio by Danny Winstowski. I'm sorry if I messed up your name. I tried, though. Wanted to give you credit. So, okay. Don Houston served 7 years and 9 months in prison before Governor Mike Parsons commuted her sentence. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I spelled that right. Said that right. A repealed Missouri law that punished even nonviolent drug offenders with decades-long prison sentences continue to keep people behind bars. Until recently, one was Don Houston, or Huston, probably. Yeah, Huston, who was sentenced in 2014 to 15 years for selling a total of 5 ounces of marijuana to an undercover police officer. Damn.
It's not even that much.
I was going to say, isn't that kind of, yeah, damn. That's light as hell.
Isn't that like one batch of cookies? I don't know.
Crazy. That's below the legal limit now that you can have, right? What was it? How many ounces?
5.
Okay, I think, yeah. Your allotment for a month as a patient is 4 ounces or something, right?
Oh, that's what you can get from a dispensary.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. How much
You can double that with 2 doctor signatures, though.
Right.
Yeah, and this was just in 2014.
Yeah.
So, wow.
And the reason that this even happened, so she petitioned, I think like she had some people that were helping her get this, right? I would assume.
Yeah, and there's lots of folks out there like the Weldon Project and Last Prisoner Project, but I urge people in Missouri to support Canna Convict Project. They're local, they're Missouri, they've helped a lot of folks out here, so check those folks out, Canna Convict Project.
Okay. Yeah. Shit. At the time of her arrest, she only had one thing. Previous thing on her record was like a low-level drug conviction in 2011. So, damn.
Crazy.
Yep, guilty of liking to have pot. That's terrible.
Yeah, they lined her up because they had her do it 3 times to
Ow.
an undercover cop.
At what point does any police department say, let's spend a bunch of money to set this woman up to sell us that many ounces? Like, what a waste of time and energy. I've never heard of a bigger waste of time in my life.
Let's be real clear. St. Louis is very blessed up here with your laws and everything else and the way that your government treats it here.
Yeah.
There's plenty of places here in Missouri still that are dealing with prohibition. We only have 160,000 people with cards. There's millions of us smoking in Missouri illegally. Yeah. Those folks out there are still being harassed, still being prohibited. It's weird.
Well, this story gets even crazier because over the 3 times, at least one transaction was only $20. So it's like, what are you really charging her for at the end of the day when you break it down like that?
Yeah, that's insane. Glad she got out.
Yep. So
Got out
okay.
early.
Yep. Because more than 7 years passed in January, and Husson's life took an upward turn when her sentence was commuted by an official act of clemency by Governor Mike Parsons. Around a week later, she walked out of Chillicothe. Chillicothe Correctional Center. Husson says she's grateful for her freedom and making the most of it. Things couldn't be better, she said. I'm blessed in so many ways. I found a job, reconnected with my family. My daughter is doing good. Just small blessings are starting to come my way.
See, I don't know if I'd be that classy. I'd probably be like, yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah. I'm not sure they would have let you out earlier. I feel like you would have gotten a fight right away. It's solitary. Nobody's commuting you.
Damn.
Yeah,
Put that on me.
Nah, real tick. We were just saying this earlier, but they mentioned if she had have done what she did today, she would have been under the legal limit.
Right.
Like, that's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, you pay $100 for a card and you're good to go now.
Yeah. She spent 7 years for that shit for even less. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, you've seen a lot worse than that, man. There's just the government's rolling back. Prohibition's slowly rolling back, but here's what I think is really going to happen. The government's they're going to roll it back and they're going to ask for their taxes and they're going to give us a week expungement, but at the same time they're going to find ways through whatever source they need to demonize our plant at the same time that they legalize it. And that's just real.
Isn't that, like, it is very strange how they're still talking about it in the terms of it being this extremely dangerous substance. Like, okay, we're willing to do this, but here's what we got to put in place. Like, all of these guardrails and barriers and, like, stuff, it just doesn't make sense.
Well, because they understand that it leads to a lot of things. A lot of these, like, legalization of cannabis leads to a 30% drop in opioid overdoses, which is a big drop in opioid sales. Also leads to a decrease in alcohol sales every place the cannabis lands. Who's going to be mad about that? Big pharma, big alcohol, big lumber, big newspaper, big everything.
Which is how it originally became illegal.
Right.
It's the same shit.
And the only reason that we're winning right now is because we were $26 billion strong last year. And we're starting to compete with, 50 billion strong Marlboro and 50 billion strong petrol and 50 billion strong Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
We're competing now. So
They'll jump ship.
now they're going to be forced to, because right now all that money goes out the window. That was $26 billion in legal taxation. Do you know what the percentages are of cannabis that's sold across the legal market? 3% of cannabis sold in the United States is legal cannabis across the dispensary. The other 97% is out there on the streets. So when I hear about, like, when you
by
hear,
the way, is also not killing anybody.
well, that's a fact. That's the original bud tenders, the original cultivators, the
Yeah.
original distribution lanes, and we should respect that.
Mm-hmm.
When I hear companies say that they want to eliminate the black market, I kick rocks, man. You're here to share a space.
Right.
Oh, did I say that out loud?
Yeah, but that's a fact. That's a fact. It's weird, but I don't know how they're going to keep pulling it off. It's just like, I don't know, the fear thing. It's fear tactics is the whole approach, and it doesn't make any sense because, like you're saying, 97 people aren't dying from it, and it's really. And I know testing is good, but we need to talk about testing in a realistic way that matches the risk, because it's just the way that we don't test our foods this stringently. Like, it has to be in line with the other things that we have on the market that we're testing. You can't just, like, throw all of this extra stuff on it to...
I kind of go two paths with that. And one is, if Coca-Cola is going to serve up 1 million Coca-Colas, I want Coca-Cola to test their product because they're serving 1 million people. If I'm doing my home garden and I'm growing 50 tomatoes for me and my neighbors, I shouldn't have to be forced to go test that. But let's say that I do a licensed farm that's a smaller farm, that's a legal few hundred plants, and I'm selling those to commercial dispensaries and things like that. There definitely needs to be some stringent testing because the truth is we are a medicinal state, and if you're introducing it into a med market, I do need some stringent testing there because... And listen, I'm selfish like this. I'm getting older now, so I know that I'm have ailments that I'm going to have to face and reasons that I'm going to need cannabis other than just I like to get high with my friends. Mm-hmm. So I need there to be actual data out there, actual research, actual numbers. I do need tests because what's real is that when they dive into that data, it's different than just knowing whether or not there's the right terpenes or a certain percentage. I want all of that information stripped out of that plant. I want it down to every molecule, every isolate, every detail. I want to know what lineup of cannabinoids a person with MS needs or someone that's dealing with any kind of ailment on the planet, whether it's arthritis or just the kids are pissing me off. So I do feel like if you're cultivating, I do think that at your home or even, for a small garden or whatever, I don't think that anybody should bother you about how you garden your garden. But I do think that if they're going to make money off of it and they're going to introduce it into a market, not only do I need testing, but I'm going to ask them to take it a step further. I'm going to ask that they do more testing in their R&D labs. I'm going to ask that they do more testing from seed to sale instead of off-the-door COAs. I'm going to ask that you bust that plant wide open and you tell me everything that you could possibly know about it because I'm not a scientist, but I damn sure need that information.
Do you think that we can make testing accessible? Because what I don't like it is when it's put out there as a reason why we can't open the market up.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's a false flag. Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I just, I think I agree. The data that we can get is amazing and should be available. But it's like, I keep hearing this narrative about how only the license holders in the commercial scale facilities are capable of putting out product that's safe. And I don't believe that.
So I agree with you there. But I do think that testing is valid in some ways and invalid in some. But on the level that you're talking about, like I said, I don't want to force testing into any other market other than a commercial market. And at that point, it's simply for selfish reasons. But here's what you got to watch out is that with adult use initiatives and all these bills and everything else, they're going to shine those up to look any way that they want them to. You got to do the same thing with those. Bust them wide open, figure out what's wrong with them, and also ensure that that there's proper clean medicine to be had. Yeah. Now forcing a veteran who's grown a garden for himself or his wife or whatever to have that medicine go through any kind of weird route or anything that could possibly fail it, or that would be weird to me.
I think there's some concern too with and I don't know a whole lot about it, so I shouldn't speak on it too much, but I've heard some feedback from people that know how testing works that sometimes what they're testing for also may not make the most sense. So then they have to go through remediation to pass the test, and the process of remediation is actually more harmful as well in a different way of things that they're not testing for that the test might not pick up. I don't know. The testing thing I think needs to be managed carefully.
Yeah, here's what's real, and here's what's going on in the testing lab. And listen, I don't want to speak out of turn or talk about an industry that I don't know a lot about. But what I do know is that it is inconsistent as all get out. Every one of them are using different machines to test all these. All of them have different chain of custody. Like, there needs to be, to me, unless you have reference labs within the state and a federal government that recognizes certain SOPs and the way that this should be done, we're always going to have a kerfuffle until then. It's just going to be an awful mess. But we also have to protect the patient at the same time, and protecting the patient, unfortunately, for me, means that you're going to have to check off a lot of X's and O's for me.
I do love having all the information and all of the science that's coming out with the different cannabinoids and how they interact, and exactly like you're saying, having a lineup for somebody that has a specific thing. That is really exciting, the fact that we could really get there quickly. I feel like it's accelerating. Well,
sure. All we really need to do is understand terpene values and understand each cannabinoid for what it is, and understand more about how our endocannabinoid system works, because that's the real part about this, is that's been hidden from us for a long, long time, that I have endocannabinoid receptors all over my body that I can feed this medicine into if I need to. But the thing that I don't know, I can't pick up an eighth of Flora Farm and assume that strain is going to do exactly what I need to do. And shout out to Flora Farm, nothing there, but any of that. But what I do know is that this plant doesn't always have to be the answer. Eventually, if I have MS or something like that, and there's cannabinoids in here and terpenes inside this right here that I can extract from different plants and build my own medicine that's tailored directly to me, just like compound pharmacy was back in the day, huh, Tim? And I could take those different values and I can put those into one medicine for me. Then I can be a whole lot more effective than buying 3.5 grams from a dispensary. So we need to just have more conversation. And unfortunately, I don't have a $1 billion lab. And I know you guys didn't tell me you had $1 million worth of grants before I showed up. But the folks that do, they need to get into this medicine. And unfortunately, that's the folks out there that have these lab licenses and big pharma and things like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunate, but it's here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they ain't trying to share the wealth.
No, that's real too.
Free market ain't free right now.
No. In fact, anytime, let's just be real. We love that there's cannabis in Missouri, and we love that we have adult use around the corner. But none of us that come behind these microphones and that listen to us are going to be happy till it's just like a tomato.
Word up.
Yeah.
That was a tomato bomb.
But normalizing is a part of getting more people to feel that way too, right? So in time, more people will share that same opinion. Maybe we'll get closer.
And I do think it's rough, but when adult use passes and you go from a market of 160 to 170, maybe 1,000 card holding patients to millions of card holding, 21 and up driver's license holders, where you're getting the plant in a whole lot more people's hands. And we do know that when we get the plant in people's hands, more people's hands, we get change. So that's what I'm pretty excited about.
And what are your further thoughts about it? What do you think's happening in between? This is kind of a time and a place right here. I feel like the next few months is going to determine a lot for how the state of Missouri manages cannabis.
Sure. And I can give it to you bleak, or I can give it to you with a lot of hope. It's however you want to hear it.
I love the hope.
Give us the good first.
I'm gonna give you the hope. I'm gonna give you the hope.
Give us both, but
my hope is that there's so much legalization on the ballot and in front of our faces that we have to run to 5 different directions to go click off all those boxes. Mm-hmm. Truth is, and here's where the dismal part comes in, is that yes, there's legislation happening, but I don't trust the Missouri Senate to do anything with any kind of speed whatsoever. I also know that the FAM, Fair Access Missouri, as far as I know, it's not funded. That's a problem because you're not going to get signatures without funding. Missouri Legal 22, a lot of people are upset at it. A lot of people don't like the way it reads, the way it looks. But it's going to be on the ballot in November. And it's probably going to be the only thing on the ballot in November. And if it doesn't pass, here's the other thing. Our Missouri legislation will do everything in their power to change the ability to do initiatives, voter initiatives. They're going to close that door on us. So then you have to ask yourself, am I for cannabis legalization no matter what? Because I don't think any of us really are. I think that all of us have things that we don't like. Or can I accept some things and go forward? Can I open the door some, kick it the rest of the way open later? I'm not sure how all of it looks. I know that I have hope, but I also think that Big Canna is going to do what it does. It's going to show up, and it's here. And I think the green wave was a green wave a year ago. We got a green tsunami that's about to hit come November.
Okay, you heard it. Could be.
I don't like it either.
Yeah. What about, why do you think that, do you think they'd be successful in taking away the IP process? And do you think that if they did, it really would be the last time
for
us to legalize?
I think that if it's in legislation's hands to get rid of the voter initiative process, then yes, they're going to do the best that they can because it takes power away from them, puts it in the hands of the people. So they look at it as they're the hands of the people. So it doesn't make sense for there to be other hands of the people. Mm-hmm. So they'd rather everything be in their hands and their control. So I'm not smart enough to understand if they're able to pull it off. But what I do know is that it would be detrimental to us as a community if we weren't able across the 50 states to be able to do voter initiatives when we weren't able to get our voice heard.
Yeah.
I don't know if I answered that or not.
No, you did, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, good.
It's always interesting when there's something, and this actually has come up with the safe banking too. I won't get into why, but I've always supported safe banking. I agree with everything you said about it. Interestingly enough, safe banking would not be good for my business. So that was something that you have to kind of deal with. You know what I mean? Sometimes things like the IP process. I believe in the IP process. I believe what you're saying. Do I believe in that more than I feel about doing legalization right? I don't know. You know, things can make you.
I've never seen a perfect legalization bill in the whole. And then listen, I did what you guys did when we started looking at legalization. I looked at all the states that had done it, and I tried to figure out what worked and what didn't. And when we brought it home, I was still confused, and I thought I knew a little bit. And since then, of course, I've learned a lot more, the same as you guys. But I do believe that if we don't have cannabis change in Missouri this year, we're looking at a stagnant medical market right where we're at for quite some time. And I'm not satisfied with our current medical market.
You think it'll improve if Legal Mo passes?
I'm not satisfied with any initiative or any legislation I've ever seen in the history of cannabis.
Yeah, for sure.
As long as there's any kind of path to criminalization that doesn't let everybody out with expungement that's automatic and doesn't eventually treat it like a tomato, you can kiss my ass.
Yeah. I feel it. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
I appreciate you sharing your perspective.
Yeah.
So what we are trying to do is have, by the way, if you do have anybody, you can edit this out if you want, but who does support Legal Mo 22 and doesn't work for the campaign and would love to sit here and talk to us from that perspective, a real person, hit us up. I want to get one up. I've been trying. I've reached out a few avenues, and so if you're listening,
hit that hotline. Yeah, 314-399-9711.
I really do want to have a respectful, honest, open conversation with a real person who is passionate about what the Legal Mo 22 is, you know.
Yeah, because, you know, that's one thing that we should try to remember sometimes, too, is that on every side of this, whether you agree with people or not, it's cannabis, and if you're not practicing some kind of kindness, then you probably shouldn't even show up to the game. We had, on the show, we had all three of the initiatives on. We had Ethan Thampy several times, does our Capitol Report, great dude, awesome stuff. We had Ron Hicks on the show several times, who's the legislation that's going through with the Cannabis Freedom Act. I had John Payne on the program, which was very interesting because they're Legal Mo 22, and Eric McSwain from FAM. What I found out real fast was that every single one of them was passionate about pot, but every single one of them came from a totally different perspective and a totally different angle. So it's going to be wild to watch everybody duke it out. But the truth is, it'll be also just as wild to watch over the next 24 to 48 months as all the laws that we think are going to be solid and they're getting enacted, those are going to get ironed out through the courts as well. There'll be things in there that aren't constitutional. There'll be things in there that don't work. There'll be things in there that'll be forced to have, different rule changes and things like that. That's when it's also time to fight. So we can't put all of our fight into now and then just allow this thing to just keep going. We've got to be able to understand that the struggle keeps on going. Big Cannabis is going to keep doing their thing. We've got to protect the small folks. We've got to protect the exit drug strategy, the veterans, social equity, social justice. We've got to get 40,000 people out of jail. There's a lot more to do than just open up dispensaries, and that's where the fight's got to keep going. And it's adult use doesn't bring in real legal. What do you call it? I like the way you put it. Real legalization,
Maybe.
something like that. Something like doesn't bring in adult use doesn't mean that it's right.
I just really want to see it descheduled. That's what I just wish they could just throw that in to Legal Mo 22. I'd be so much quicker. Like, I don't know.
It's hard to deschedule at a state level, though. I mean, that's going to have to be the federal government's going to have to do that. And I think they're on their way.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, I think the conversations are important. People need to keep talking about it, staying aware of what's going on, and we'll see how it all plays out.
Yeah, I like to say this too, like, there are a lot of initiatives, a lot of law changes, a lot of things happening, but we have to admit that it's kind of cool that they're fighting over us now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of a
fact.
push and pull for our dollars, for our culture. So
Right.
let's keep it. You know what I mean?
Right. Center of attention right now.
Yeah, support your plug.
Word up.
God. Oh, thanks for talking all that through. It's hard, not to. Sometimes it feels tiring for me because it's like something that I think about and read a lot about, and it's such a topic, but it is. It's time and a place where we need to, once things go through and they're already in motion, there's not so much to talk about. There's always something, but yeah.
Yep. Keep providing a voice for folks because it does get tiring. We step up to the plate every Wednesday, and at the end of it, like that minute that it ends is that moment where I'm like, another one's in the bag. Mm-hmm. But the truth is that we're very blessed to be able to even talk about cannabis. Like, we're on the FCC airwaves. Like, that's illegal to say cannabis in the federal government. It's weird to me that, but also we're all trailblazing here. We've got a job to do. So I'm proud of you guys for having this. This is very cool, very well put together, man. The view's dope. Yeah, the conversation's wild. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Invite me back. I dig it.
You already know, man.
Right on.
We got to come on your show now.
You guys are gonna have a blast, man.
Hell yeah.
You'll meet the Dab Lab, man.
I don't know if I can keep up. I feel like radio is super quick and fast paced.
I'll take care of that. You just put the headphones on and you just talk.
I'll bring my Red Bull.
Just give us some rules. I already know we can't cuss, right?
Nope.
Okay, all right, okay, all right.
That's the F word is we can say it here, can't we?
Yeah.
I still don't think I can.
Oh,
why not?
Are you a representative?
Fuck.
Yeah, there you go.
It feels so good.
I was like, I didn't understand why you just didn't. I would have let it fly all day today if I had been you.
I have no idea how spoiled I am, huh? Man.
Every other word would have been fuck if I had been you.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, turn his mic off when he comes down to Flower Power Hour.
So have you had somebody do it on accident?
I'll tell you a story. So the very first show we ever did was my first guest on was a grower out of Hippos LLC, Sundro Cannabis, OG Yields out of Vienna, Missouri. So Van McConnon, okay, he's coming on the show, and he says, I told him, I said, there's only a couple rules here. One, keep your mouth close to the microphone. Number two, don't say. Can I say a bunch of bad words? Don't say shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, tits, fart, turd, or twat. He says, okay, I won't say any of that. Okay, so we get on the mic. 3, 2, 1, first show ever. I'm nervous as a bird anyway. First question, I said, Van, how's that cannabis look out there at OG Yields? He goes, man, it's fucking delicious. I was like, okay, show's over. They're firing me. That was $350,000. The guy who owns the radio station's cackling, laughing. I'm over here like, it's not funny, man. I'm going down here. Like, but it was great after that. But yeah, we've had plenty of slip ups. Yeah, yeah, plenty. Big shout out to Alice. She said the F-bomb one time over the phone and then called us back crying. She's like, I can't believe I did that. I'm like, it's okay.
Oh no,
it's fucking fine. We're fine.
Yeah, there you go. Get him in.
Yeah.
Yo, but for real though, we gotta shout out Tim. I ain't gonna lie. Like you said, that was an old school ass joint, but that shit hit, bro.
Yeah, Tim, that was good, man.
Yeah.
Tim comes through, man. You know,
he took
Tim,
it back to high school with that one. That was back them joint rolling contest, joint rolling contesting.
Yeah, Tim looks like he'd be my science teacher, but he's the co-host on the show. But we come in looking like us, like Starsky and Hutch.
Damn.
It's a good time, man.
How can you listen? You can go on YouTube. You can go.
Yeah, we got Waxy Brown's Flower Power Hour on YouTube. You can also go to www.waxybrownsflowerpowerhour.com, and you can also hit us on our socials as well as if you go to the website, you can stream us live on there too. There's even a button first that you can hit that says medicate first, then listen to K-Kid. I highly recommend just listening directly to K-Kid and getting high while you're listening.
Okay.
But yeah. Check it out, man, because you listen to K-Kid, you listen to a lot of classic rock, but what you're also going to notice is that about every commercial you hear on there, all cannabis. First FM radio station out there doing it with the weed.
Oh, and y'all on FM too?
Yeah, man.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Y'all doing it big. Okay. Wait a minute. Say your last name one more time.
Harms, Harms.
Harms?
Yep.
Okay.
Tim
All right.
Harms.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Co-host on the Flower Power Hour.
Didn't want to get you mistaken with Tim McKernan. I don't know why that was in my head. I had to make sure. I'm like, hold up now. I know that. All right, cool. Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right. Thanks so much for coming.
All right,
that
guys.
was a lot of fun.
No, I dig it. I appreciate you guys having me on Too T3rpd. I dig it, man. What a wild show. It's a good one, man.
Oh man,
Lit, man.
we can edit.
I dig it,
We'll
man.
see
The rest
you.
of the shows are like regular THC. You guys are like all the good terps mixed in. That's good stuff.
Nah, ain't no edits over here. You knew what it was. You got an appearance. Shut up. Shout out K Valley.
Where's her drop? It's been a while.
Oh yeah.
Down in the valley where the girls get naked.
Hey.
What was that?
It's not like watching the reactions.
Man.
Have you ever heard of this show called P Valley?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I do a lot of TV, though.
Okay. Well, it's like,
Unless it's Wilfred.
look up the
Big shout out to Wilfred.
Wilfred would probably like this too. It's
You
be
guys
like,
want Wilfred? You don't do call-ins on this show, huh?
huh?
You don't do, people can't call in on your show, huh?
So we had it at one point, but since we didn't have all the features for it, it didn't go very well. So
when you guys get it squared away, I'll have Wilfred call on the show, man. You
Yeah.
can have Jason Gann on. It'd be dope.
I mean, he can call in now. We got the Bluetooth thing. Yeah, we got it for that. But like, as far as doing like the live stream thing,
Gotcha.
that's where we yeah. Damn, I was going to say one more thing before we dipped out. Oh yeah, that's right. Before we went off, I wanted to go ahead and gotta finish this one off right. Gotta say the best for last.
Lucky you. He's
Who did
lighting
that
up
one?
a A+ joint.
Who
over
did that
there.
one?
Somebody who's very talented at what they do.
Oh, man.
All
There's a
right.
thin line between ego and confidence.
Damn, I like it, man. You really are good at this, man.
Yeah, man.
He done roasted us about 20 times today.
I like it.
I fuck with it.
We'll see you at Mo Canna Fest. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, make sure you guys check that out, www.mocannafest.com, or catch us on the socials too.
All right. And you can find us at Grow Gear down in South City and St. Louis at Grow Gear STL on all socials. Thanks for listening.
Right on.
All right, and y'all already know. Y'all follow the boy, the anchor / field reporter, Risky Ryan Fargo. Make sure you follow him on all social media platforms, and make sure you follow Flucker. And you know, okay,
That's the good one.
yeah, a little bit. And you, well, you know, I don't know. I couldn't get too many hits out of. You know, it's real small and tight. So
Oh
I
my
don't
God.
know, man.
User error, but anyway.
I'm just saying, this took like a 20-minute joint. I thought that was supposed to.
Mic on a joint.
This whole joint rolling thing has just been embarrassing start to finish. Like, this didn't make it any better.
No,
now
it's
I
a-
have to redeem myself. I have to practice, and then I have to actually come with a good joint. So much work.
I mean,
got it.
you're just doing what I had to do like 2 episodes ago, so it's all right.
Watch her for the ace up the sleeve. She'll pull out like the dispensary joint. Like,
Yeah.
we were watching.
Damn. Hold on. Yeah, my bad. That's the wrong one. Yeah, 2 shots for the other one before. All right.
Next time I come on, I'm gonna work that board. That looks fun, man.
All right. Hey, man, we might have to bring it to your place.
Our radio station's like from 1970. I don't think it'll even plug in right, man. It's wild over there.
I don't know. Y'all might have to figure that out before we get
Set
there.
up to Mo Canna Fest.
Yeah, come on out, man.
We actually are going to do an episode while we're there.
Yeah, dope.
Yeah, we might have to figure something out. Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. If you guys watched Swag before,
I have not.
I hope so you're in for a treat, man.
This is like a recreation of Swag Fest, I'm assuming.
So yeah, I've been to a lot of swag stocks, man. But yep, we're all about that hippie festival. So I got the swag playing. I've got a band called Reverend Pearly Blue and the Temple Soul. We're gonna bring some blues in, and a band called Bliss Hippie that I love.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
That's what's up.
All weed music.
I like it.
That's the culture.
All right, well, you already know. We already said the Too T3rpd crew gonna be down there, so y'all know what time it is.
Right on.
All right, so let me close it out again. Shit.
All right.
Let me try this again.
Start over.
All right, so follow Too T3rpd on Instagram. Follow us on YouTube. Make sure you check out that hotline, 314-399-9711 with those voicemails and texts. And don't forget to follow me, Donovan 2408, on all social media platforms. There we go. That wasn't too bad, you know. Close it out, right?
Brilliant.
Yep. All right. Well, you already know.
it.
It's been another episode of the Too T3rpd Podcast, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
It's 2 2 2
T3rpd.